Now, obviously, it's very important to us to measure how are we doing. And in 2020, the theme of my talk today is going to be 2020 hindsight. As we look back over the last 20 years and last year, how do the members say we're doing? Well, we had 2 member surveys this year. We normally, through our Power South partners, have an independent surveyor survey our membership. They either call or email about 250 to 300 of our members and ask a series of questions. And so Power South does one survey for us, but we had the privilege a month or so ago, our National Rural Electric Cooperative asked us, did we want to participate in a nationwide survey they were conducting to see how we did with the pandemic. So we took the opportunity. And so I'm going to show you the results of 2 member surveys today. Next slide. This is the one that NRECA conducted asking, how did your cooperative handle the pandemic? You'll notice we're the green bar on this slide. Then there's a orange bar, and then there's a blue bar. And so you see the national average is the blue bar, the region of the country is the orange bar in Wiregrass Electric. And you'll notice from top to bottom, our membership scored us higher than both the regional and the national average on questions like, we maintain business continuity, we see members as individuals, and so forth. So over 90% of our members think that the way we handle keeping our office open, the way we handle keeping the members' lights on during the storm, that everything we did regarding that, over 90% were satisfied with how we handled it. Next slide. Now this is the survey that Power South hired an independent group to do. And this one, as you can see, we've been doing since 2005. And it asks a series of questions, again, to 253 of our members of how are we doing. You'll notice once again, 90% of the members were overall satisfied with how we're serving them. And there were 2 or 3 areas that scored a little bit less than the other areas. Generally, people like the friendliness of our cashiers. They like the way we respond on storms. They like the fact that the lights almost never go off. And there's 2 or 3 areas that we get some helpful feedback in terms of things that they'd like to either see better or maybe they just don't understand. I'm going to touch on a couple of those today. All right, next slide. So, before we get into the nuts and bolts of a couple of those things, so how does your cooperative compare with other cooperatives, with investor-owned utilities, and with municipalities when it comes down to member satisfaction? Now, is 90% good? It seems pretty good, doesn't it? Well, you'll notice that the national average for electric cooperatives last year was 73% satisfaction. So it helps us to know that compared to cooperative peers, that our members seem overall more satisfied than our peers do. What about municipalities? On average, they scored 72%. Now, municipalities have a lot of density, and they usually have low power cost, and yet their satisfaction of the membership in dealing with them is a lot worse than it is with a cooperative. And that has to do with, are they available? Are they putting a fee on my credit card? They're all kind of aggravate. If the power's out, are they communicating? There are all kind of reasons people are dissatisfied with their municipality. And then with the investor owns, they're at 72%. Your Southern company, which would be Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, scored a little better than the average investor owned. They were at 75%. But even with that, what's encouraging to your team here and to the Wiregrass family is that even though we have some disadvantages, all the geography we serve, the lack of density, our power cost, wholesale is a little bit high, so we really struggle to keep our rates competitive. Even with that, our membership is overall highly satisfied with your cooperative.